Can Donald Trump just often fire the independent inspectors general of America, all 17 of them that sit over cabinet level departments and agencies? Is he allowed to do that under federal law? Are the Republicans going to even let him do that? Well, he's tried. They're calling it the midnight or midnight massacre. I don't see it that way, and neither does my co-anchor Ben Meiselas. Take a listen to us on Legal AF, the After Dark edition.
So Friday night massacre, as it's being referred to, Donald Trump terminates 17 inspectors general. Inspectors general are the individuals who are independent watchdogs of the various departments and agencies. These are people mostly who are appointed by the president, confirmed by the Senate. And a lot of the people Trump fired were people who Trump appointed. These are Trump holdovers who Biden couldn't fire because they're really not fireable. And Biden followed the law, even with people who Trump appointed. But these people Trump viewed as not sufficiently loyal to Donald Trump. So Trump had his director of personnel, a guy by the name of Sergio Gore. And this guy, Sergio Gore, sent a terse email to all of these inspectors general. And by the way, these inspectors generals have big staffs as well. So the staffs get impacted. And he said, you're fired. You're not needed due to the changing priorities. Your position is hereby terminated. Just the background on Sergio Gore, the guy who's leading Trump's director of personnel. I think it's an important fact. He's a DJ. He's a disc jockey at Mar-a-Lago. And he would be guy who was like the party promoter at Mar-a-Lago, and now he has this position. And you know, he would be known as the guy who would hype the party, like the guy, everybody throw your hands in the air, throw your hands in the air. That's this guy, and he now is leading the director of personnel in the White House. So again, you know, Hegseth, Fox News guy, defense secretary, the party promoter. No offense to party promoter DJs. I love DJs, but shouldn't be running the director of personnel and firing inspectors generals. The inspector generals shot back and they said, whoa, 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 these terminations are unlawful. There's a 2022 law that specifically requires 30-day written notice to Congress if you're going to terminate inspectors general. And you have to detail specific instances. You can't just say, I'm firing them because. Specific instances where the inspector general engaged in some form of wrongdoing or misconduct leading to the termination, not generalized. So they're saying you violated the law. Common theme here, right? Violated the law, violated the law. But these inspector generals are getting ready to sue. They're like, we're not leaving. Popok, Friday night massacre backfires in the Saturday letter. These people were prepared for this. They were ready to do their own move in response. Talk about it.
It's not a Friday. Yeah. It's that's the headline. It's not a Friday night massacre because it's ineffective under the law, and there's plenty of Republicans that agree. Talk about mainstream media. I was reading the article about this to prepare in one of those places, and they said they never just come out and say what we say here on Legal AF, that it violates the law. It appears to violate the 2022 congressional law. Yes, it does appear to do that because that required mandatory language. That required that before the independence of the inspector general is compromised by a political hack firing in the middle of the night, that the Congress not only be given notice, but that they all should be given per person, not like all 17, changing priorities. I love that phrase. Changing your priorities are no longer ethical conduct. Your priorities are no longer having an independent inspector general, making sure that each agency is not corrupt. Yes, I mean, that was a Freudian slip. In Washington, they call it Freudian slip, somebody accidentally telling the truth. And that's what just happened there. It is a change in priorities. But you have to, by person, each 17 or 12 to 17, whatever the final number is, you have to say why, the reasons, and the reasons can't be, I don't like the guy, he's against me. Many of these were appointed by Donald Trump. Now, the only one that survived the phony firing is Horowitz, the guy for the Department of Justice, because Donald Trump liked that guy because he's the one that tried to do some reporting about the Russia investigation by Mueller. They're like, keep Horowitz. So it just shows you how politically hacky this is. Has nothing to do with it. The problem is it's also up against. There's a rock and a hard place. This letter written by the DJ. As I joked with you guys before we get on, he must have fell asleep in DJ class when they taught statutory interpretation, because I love when the head of the entire Inspector General Inspectors General group, they have their own like union, their own group, and it's the Inspector General for the Small Business Administration. He wrote, he said, you might want to check in with the White House counsel on this, because it's not lawful, and in doing it, in sending him this note, they're up against that. And the hard place is there's a number of Republicans, including Republican senators, that are on Inspector General caucuses because after the first Trump administration, they wanted to make sure that the independence of Inspector Generals was not compromised by future. So like Joni Ernst, who, yes, folded like a cheap card table when it came to stopping Hegseth from becoming the head of the Pentagon, she's on the Inspector General caucus to Inspectors General to make sure they're protected. So I'm not even sure giving last minute notice is going to be effective because I'm not sure Congress is going to rally around this mass firing. In the meantime, they're going to run to court. I'm sure you and I will do hot takes on Monday about the filing by the Inspectors General in court. I think that'll be in the District of Columbia, maybe pulling Amy Berman Jackson or Meta or Beryl Howell or Chutkin or somebody like that. And they're going to go. I mean, this will be the simplest thing the judge will do all morning in that courtroom. Let me see the statute. Let me see the letter. Temporary restraining order, preliminary injunction granted. Welcome back. 5 years in the making. Legal AF, the top-rated law and politics podcast out there. We sit at the intersection of law and politics so that you don't have to, and we bring it to you without blowing smoke or sunshine. Wednesdays, I do it with Karen Freeman, Nick Niflo. Saturday with Ben Meiselas. Then hot takes right here on the Midas Touch Network. I do about 15 to 20 a week. Got a brand new Legal AF YouTube channel called Legal AF MTN for our collaboration with the Midas Touch Network that I curate. So if you like law and politics, you want to know more about it, it's going to be the hottest of hot corners in the next 4 years. Come over to Legal AF, the YouTube channel. So until my next reporting, I'm Michael Popok. In collaboration with the Midas Touch Network, we just launched the Legal AF YouTube channel. Help us build this pro-democracy channel where I'll be curating the top stories at the intersection of law and politics. Go to YouTube now and free subscribe at Legal AF MTN. That's at Legal AF MTN.